Vijayalakshmi Pandit, born on 18th August 1900, died on 1st December 1990. She was Swarup Kumari Nehru, married to Ranjit Sitaram Pandit and changed her name to Vijayalakshmi Pandit. Vijayalakshmi Pandit said, "The more we sweat, the less we bleed." Vijayalakshmi Pandit was an Indian diplomat and politician who was elected as the first female president of the United Nations General Assembly. She was first Prime Minister of India, Jawaharlal Nehru's sister. She was member of the Lok Sabha, first Indian woman to hold a cabinet post in the pre-independent India. She was arrested and imprisoned by the British in the year 1932, 33, 1940, 42 and 43 in connection with the civil disobedience movements. Vijayalakshmi Pandit said, "The more we sweat, the less we bleed." The more we work hard, yes, the less is the tension to sleep. You don't need any sleeping tablets to go and sleep. The more we sweat, the more we feel a roar, to get the roar of 1,000-man warrior. The more we sweat, there will be less of fat, less of dustbin in the body. Only we have skeletal muscle, and skeletal muscle is strength. Fat is disturbance, the start of the disease. The more we sweat, the more we find a way. When mountains give way, the oceans give way. The more we sweat, the divine is right in front of us. We see the divine. And there is no dreams. Dream is not there. The way is there. People who start dreaming are the people who doesn't work very, very hard. And then the political leaders comes and tell you, dream, dream, vision and mission. There's no vision and mission. The path is open. The only thing is, in that a smallest line, the connecting line is to be conscious. And most of the people who are working very hard are very, very conscious. Yes, they're very, very conscious. One time, one of my students' father, he was a bus driver, he came to meet me. And that time I was telling, he was from the village, so I was telling, why in the village a lot of men are dying? A lot of single mothers, a lot of men are dying. And he was telling, oh, it's not that men are dying because they're drinking and dying and all. You want to tell they're drinking? I said, yes, they're drinking and drunkards. They're drinking and dying. And then you look, the children are left with the mother alone. Then you say, no. Men, you know, in the villages, they without telling the wife will keep on asking them this and that. And they will go and get all the things. And then they'll borrow money without telling the wife. And then they think this time the crop will be better, so I can have a much better thing. That time rains did not come, the crops crashed. He will not have money. But he will not tell the wife. The wife will keep on asking again for something for the children. And the day comes, he himself gets deceased. It's not that he committed suicide, he drank more and died. When you have a lot of tension, and the man dies. That much of pain they take. It's not that they are not conscious about the house. They are very much conscious. They are deep in love with the nature, deep in love with the family. I was always thinking I should blame the man for drinking and die. No. He's a huge big man with a big mustache. In that man, a small heart, sweetheart. Papa, what does the ladies know? Then he continued, what does the house ladies know? They are so innocent, so men cannot go and tell their problems to them. So he gave all the problems with him, and that become diseased and he dies. So the more we sweat, the men are conscious, the women are conscious, whoever is there in the field, they are so conscious. In that consciousness, where vision and mission is coming, where a dream is coming, the dream will only make you to take a loan, borrow money from people, to cheat, to knife, to rob. My feeling, yes. The more we sweat, there is no loan coming. You will never borrow. People will come to borrow. People will come to take from you. They don't have to borrow. We will just give. You can see my cherries, red cherries, So much, only one plant, thousands and thousands of cherries. There is nobody to come and take because of COVID. Neither I could sell it. The first fallen down. It is excess. Looking at the excess, I was thinking, my God, if we have a land and we have put one tree, there is excess of food. But people in the city are lining in a big queue to get rations and fighting and screaming to die. The more we sweat, the less we bleed. The more we study, the less is the tension. Tension creates all what you studied becomes unconscious. Yes, it's not that you have to go and study something in the yoga center to become conscious. People are walking like dead bodies. Some of you are going to say, no. It's not that people are walking like dead bodies. That consciousness that did not come because they were taught to dream a dream, have a vision, etc. That hard labor has not come through. The hard labor. The more you study, when you are studying, the more you study, when you read 1,000 times, then it gets into every cell of the brain. When the time comes, answer flows. Then on the examination day, you are not in tension. When you are in tension, then you are diseased, you fall sick, then you whatever you remembered gets blocked, it becomes dumping ground. When you are conscious, it penetrates you to become a scientist. It gets imprinted in the history books. Indus Valley civilization crashed because nothing was written in the written form. Greek civilization flourished because everything was in written form. And the problem with our Eastern culture is we never encourage anybody. If anybody comes up, they are crushed. They are crushed. Yes. Like the crabs. The crabs which is going from India to Japan and coming from so many other countries. All the other countries, crabs are coming. They are all covered beautifully. Only the ones which are going from India is not covered properly. And the Japanese Narita airport people are shocked. They check the weight and the crabs which are sent, exact weight is there. How come the crabs came from India were not covered, but still not a single crab escaped? Then they called the Indian people and the Indian people told them, sir, you do not know in India there is one thing, if anybody tries to escape, all others will try to pull him down. So everybody will be in that same position. The more we sweat, the less we bleed. Nobody allows you to sweat. No, don't work. At the moment you have a little body pain, doctors will advise you, the mothers and brothers and sisters and relatives advise you. Those people are trying to torture you. They are trying to squeeze you out. The more you burn your fat, the more 7 times you squeeze the sweat out of your body. I kept on telling 7 times, and Vijayalakshmi Pandit understood. She said, sweat. The more you sweat, the less you bleed, means less is your tension. Less is the trouble coming from outside. I once went from here to Gulbarga in my car with all my students, and on the way when we stopped to eat something, somebody said, next door there is a chicken shop and they are cutting, it's a Muslim shop, they are cutting chicken. So I asked, did they allow me to have a look? I was very interested in having a look. I went there. When I saw the man was taking the chicken and the hen, and he made her to drink water. After drinking water, he caught her by the throat and slightly cut the throat. And afterwards, she was bled to death. You are insane. People are catching you by the throat. You are not knowing. They gave you food, they gave you water, they caught you by the throat, and slowly, without knowing, they cut it down. You are bleeding. Slowly, you are bleeding to death. Vijayalakshmi Pandit, the more we sweat, the less we bleed. More we work hard, the less. How do we sweat more? The more we sweat means the more you sweat, you have a deep, intimate relationship with your family, deep, intimate relationship with you and the subject you are learning. And when that happens, the joint family system is the greatest happiness because you got access, so much access, you don't know whom to give. You can spread it out. You need more things, more people to come and eat, and more people to laugh together. The family sits together, eats together, prays together, grows together. And then when you have the family, you are deep in love with the family. The joint family system is very, very important. The other people who are dream and dream, vision and mission. Those are the people who are living in a pigeonhole. They are the people who are destructive. They have killed the society. They are slaves. And then they lived in poverty now. After poverty, with all the money, their children also do not respect them. Nobody respects them. Then you can have when you have the joint family system, when the family tree comes, the more we sweat, the less we bleed. When the family tree comes, you have a problem, one telephone call, you get your things done. Everybody tells you how to give birth. The children in the house, the children who are getting married in the house will not get frightened of a pregnancy or a birth. Fallen sick, they know each and everybody. There's a huge big crowd to help you. Happiness of children jumping and dancing. is the festival of India. Vijayalakshmi Pandit said, the more we sweat, the less we bleed. This is my 108th short discourse.